This is 15 minutes of useless COD Zombies information. Normally these videos have 10 minutes of information, but I bumped it up 5 minutes as an early thank you for hitting 10,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. Same deal as before, as long as these videos keep doing good, I will keep making them. So if you want to see more useless information in the future, let me know by dropping a like and subscribing if you're new, and with that being said, let's jump straight into this useless information. Doris is the first zombies map where you had to interact with 3 different items around the map to activate the Easter egg song. On Black Ops 2, if you throw a Semtex at the teddy bear and then hit the mystery box, the teddy bear will stay there. The VR-11 can calm down George. Bots can do Easter egg steps in Black Ops 4. Zetsubo no Shima is the only Easter egg that requires you to use a specific consumable to beat it. In Classified, if you try to use the elevator while standing in the doorway, it'll say that the elevator is blocked. On Water War Doris, if you shoot yourself with the Wunderwaffe, you will actually take away your Juggernog, and you will go back to a 2-hit down. On Blood of the Dead, the hands that poke out of the catwalk can bypass Victoria's Tortoise. Speed Cola helps you repair barriers faster. In Origins, you can enter Thor from below where you grab the first lightning part. Why is this useless, you ask? Well, because this happens almost every single time that you do it. There is a total of 10 jump pads in the biodome on Moon. In Shadows of Evil, if you shoot this picture and interact with where it was, you can play the game in noir mode. Now, unfortunately, this noir mode effect will be on for the rest of your game, but with saying that, there are a couple ways to, temporarily at least, turn off noir mode. One is by going into beast mode, and the second is by standing inside an Apothicon servant shot. In most Ether maps, the time on the clocks in the map are always set to either 115 or 935. Of course, being little Easter eggs for element 115 and group 935. You can use electric cherry or an explosive weapon to launch a rhino's body. In the BO1 main menu, if you click zombies and then look at the TVs to the right of you, you can see a picture of 5. More specifically though, you can see a picture of Quick Revive on 5. If you know anything about 5, then you know that that's not where Quick Revive is, that's where Speed Cola is in the final version of the map. In Blood of the Dead, when you die, you can hear the warden laughing and the game over music. If you beat the Easter egg though, the warden's laugh will not be in the game over music. In BO4 Zombies, when you activate Zombie Shell on a horde of zombies, it'll take off the zombie's limbs for some reason. In Water War loading screens, Treyarch refers to the mystery box as a treasure chest. It's kind of weird when you look back at it. Buried is really glitchy on PC. For example, if you turn your FOV above 100, then the map will sometimes straight up disappear. And if your FPS is too high, then you can't fly with the paralyzer. In Shangri-La, the monkeys throw grenades back at you. In Drak, there is a raven next to Mule Kick that you can shoot and kill. We all thought that this had something to do with an Easter egg, but as of July 31st, we still have yet to find anything pertaining to this raven. But hey, at least we have a new pig, am I right? In Garage Crovey, there are music sheets that you can find around the map for the Easter egg song Revelations from, well, Revelations. There's actually 2 different versions of this song. There's the version that we found before Revelations even came out, and then there's the version that's in the actual map. On Origins, this drop is called, but on Black Ops 4, the exact same drop is called bonus points. In the trailer for Burger Town, or Infection, the Magnetron is called the MWG. In Shadows of Evil, you can throw a Widow's Wine Grenade at a meatball, and it will fly somewhere in the map. It's pretty funny actually. During the COD XP event in 2016, Jason Blundell poked fun at Infinite Warfare Zombies for having a tutorial mode, even going as far as to say this: what makes this really funny is in the very next Treyarch game, there was indeed a tutorial mode. Better yet, there were 2. In the D Machina Easter egg, you have to input a password into the computer. That password is AHV, and what that password stands for is Angelica Hannibal Vogel. If this still don't ring a bell, which it probably don't, this is Valentina's real name. She in fact was the daughter of Dr. Vogel. In Blood of the Dead, if you wanted to, you could get the Wraithfires back for the Easter egg. When you get off the bird step, you can do the first half of the Hell's Redeemer quest to get rid of the tomahawk. In Zetsubo no Shima, you can play Samantha's Lullaby by filling up these pods with certain amounts of water. In a previous video, I said this: the trees on Dead of the Night look laughably bad. Or at least, so we think. Because here's the weird thing about these trees. When you aim at said trees, they'll begin to glow and they'll stay glowing until you stop aiming at them. Now if you ask me, this almost has to be an Easter egg of some kind. But as far as I can tell, we found no Easter eggs involving these trees. So if you know why these trees do this, please leave a comment down below because I really want to know why this happens. This is in fact just a glitch, but the reason I'm bringing this up is because you all told me in the comments, when you look at these trees in split screen, you can actually see the other person's screen. The Mozu used to cost 1,250 points on release, but now it costs 1,300 points. Speaking of the Mozu on launch, the operator mod on it, the Skull Splitter, used to be insanely busted. You could easily kill any Easter egg boss with the Mozu in like one clip, but unfortunately Treyarch patched this, and now the Mozu is worthless. In Ascension, you can interact with the red phones around the map, and you can hear the 5 crew on the other side. There are a lot of cool Easter eggs in Nuketown Zombies. Just to name a few for you real quick. On round 5, you can hear the bus's horn from Transit. Kaboom. If you melee the bunker door, you can hear Marlton from Victus speaking.
What an interminable wait.
And on round 25, the zombie's eyes will turn blue. This is because Nuketown actually takes place at the same exact time as Moon. To confirm this, on top of the blue eyes, you can hear dialogue from Moon in between rounds.
Login, Teddy. Password is a liar. I'm not, but that's why no one would guess it.
And on BO3 Moon, if you go to Area 51 after you complete the Easter egg, you can see a mushroom cloud. You guessed it, this is the same mushroom cloud as the one on Nuketown Zombies. There's one more cool Easter egg on Nuketown that I just learned about while getting this footage. On Alpha Omega, as you probably know, the houses are labeled A through F, and we know this because of the mailboxes in front of each house. Well, on Nuketown Zombies, these mailboxes are a lot cooler. The 2 mailboxes in front of the houses read Mason and Woods. I guess referring to Black Ops 1's campaign. Now, I don't know the reasoning behind it, so if you know why, please let me know down below in the comments. Actually, I lied. There is one more cool Easter egg on Nuketown. Well, it's not really an Easter egg, but in the game over screen, you can see that the bunker door is open. Jimmy Zielinski really did like trolling the community, didn't he? When Treyarch first uploaded the Origins intro all the way back in 2013, they made a pretty funny typo. In this trailer, they introduced us to Primus. They showed us Tank Dempsey, they showed us Takeo Masaki, and they showed us Dr. Edward Richtofen. But they showed us a 4th person who isn't in Primus. They showed us Nikolai Belinksy. Belinksy? Belinksy? I don't know. Either way, it's spelt wrong and they swiftly took down the video and re-uploaded it with the Nikolai that we know and love today. In 5, there is a blacked out portrait of someone who we didn't know who it was for a long time. Well, by doing a short side quest on Classified, you can make Ultimus Richtofen the blacked out portrait, and then the other portrait will be Primus Nikolai. This was actually foreshadowing of the ending of Classified, where instead of following Ultimus Richtofen, the Ultimus crew follows their new leader, Primus Nikolai. In Firebase Z, there is an Easter egg to get free jump pads. Why is this useless, you ask? Because you need to play Dance Dance Revolution 6 times on each jump pad just to save 500 points. Doing so takes like 2 or 3 minutes to do, and if you mess up at any point doing this Easter egg, then you have to redo the entire Easter egg. And people wonder why I don't like this map. In the Garage Krovi trailer, Nikolai says this.
This should do job. job of killing.
He says that when he's grabbing coagulant. Let's just read the description of coagulant real quick. Longer bleed out time. How does this do job? Job of killing, Nikolai. In Buried, if you throw a time bomb in Leroy's cage and then shoot Leroy to lock him in the cage, you can actually teleport with the time bomb into Leroy's locked cage. This is your new home until there's another crew to come set the both of you free. In Blood of the Dead, you can shoot down the water tower. Whether you love or hate this map, you can't deny that things like this in Zombies are extremely cool. The M1911 wasn't in Zombies Chronicles for around a month after it launched. Other maps that should have had the 1911 instead had the MR6 as your starting weapon. Now, as per normal with COD Zombies fans, everyone acted like it was the end of the world, but in an interview, Jason Blundell explained why it wasn't in the game yet.
Simple story is, just wasn't ready in time. Just wasn't ready in time. Every time we add something in, we have to test everything. And you have a period of submission that you've got to kind of get in, you've got to QA before that point. Yes, we knew we were making it. Yes, we wanted to get the zombie community for it, but it just wasn't ready in time. And you'd have to then basically offset all your release schedules, and it wasn't that significant a thing that would delay everything to get it.
Additionally, there's more wall buys that were changed after release. In Shinonuma, the HVK used to be on the wall in the fishing hut, but it got replaced after release with the MP40 wall buy. And one more that I know of, in the Speed Cola room for Kino, the wall weapon here used to be the Kuda, but it also got replaced with the MP40. In Exo Zombies Outbreak, there is a second Easter egg ending to the map. On the final step, if you melee 50 zombies to collect the key cards instead of just killing them with your guns, you can actually successfully exfil and win. And people think Cold War was the first to do exfils. In BO4, if you pull out your specialist, put it away, and then pull it right back out, you can run around the map with your specialist and it'll never go away. Why is this useless, you ask? Well, because you can't kill any zombies with it. It's just an aesthetic thing. I just find it cool to run around Dead of the Night or 9 with the hammer. Speaking of Dead of the Night, when you shoot the flames for the fire core trap with the Max Wonder weapon, they turn blue. This is, of course, for the main Easter egg. But when you shoot the flames with the single upgraded Wonder weapon, the Chaos Theory, the flames will turn green. Now, I don't know much about game design, and I might be wrong about this, but as far as I know, this isn't as simple as recoloring an old asset. Instead, this is an entirely new one, so it almost has to be in the game for some reason, besides just giving you no trap damage. I will now go over every single map in Zombies history and give you the translations for them, unless they're in English, obviously. Nacht der Toten translates from German into Night of the Undead. Baruch translates to crazy or insane or asylum, which makes a lot of sense because, well, you know. Shinonuma translates from Japanese to Swamp of Death. Darice translates to the Giant. Kino der Toten translates to Cinema or Theater of the Dead. And that's the last one until BO3, surprisingly. The Eisendrache translates to the Iron Dragon. Zetsubo no Shima translates to the Island of Despair. Garad Krovi translates to City of Blood, which is such a cool name. For the finale of the Ether storyline, Tag der Toten, it's actually the polar opposite of Nacht. It translates to Day of the Dead. It comes full circle. Die Maschine translates to The Machine, and Mauer der Toten translates to Wall of the Dead. I can't believe I'm including this, but I might as well give you the translations for Vanguard. So Duran Fong translates to The Beginning, and finally, Terra Maledicta translates from Latin, The Cursed Earth. That's not a bad name, actually. It's a shame the game sucks. In Zetsubo no Shima and Origins on Black Ops 3, you can do some weird lunge animation with the shield. Now if you ask me, this really reminds me of the rocket shield, with how you can just lunge like 5 or 10 feet without moving. In Ancient Evil, you can't jump while aiming down sight with the shield. If you go to the docks, you can see that there is fireworks going off in both Mob of the Dead and Blood of the Dead. This is because Mob of the Dead takes place on New Year's Eve, and Blood of the Dead takes place on July 4th. In a previous video, I said this. Do you know what this weapon is on Revelations? If you said the Vesper, you would be wrong. This is in fact the HVK-30. For some weird reason, the HVK wall buy on this map has the Vesper's chalk outline. Well, this in fact isn't the only map on Black Ops 3 to have a messed up chalk outline. In Shadows of Evil, the Giant, Der Eisendrache, and Zetsubo no Shima, the HVK's chalk outline is the Shiva. On Garad Krovi and Revelations, the HVK's chalk outline is the Vesper. The weird thing about this though, is on every single Chronicles map that the HVK is on, the wall buy is actually correct. It shows you the HVK wall buy for the HVK. But Treyarch just could not leave well enough alone, so they instead passed on the Shiva curse to the ICR. The ICR has the Shiva's chalk outline on every single Chronicles map. In Garad Krovi, you can use any Warpa here to get back into the boss fight arena after you beat the Easter egg. Speaking of the Easter egg, for the longest time, Garad Krovi's Easter egg was literally impossible to beat. This is because the game would always crash without fail during the cutscene. It took Treyarch almost 4 years to fix this, which is just absolutely insane. In Black Ops 1 Moon, you can see the Earth from, well, Earth. In Shadows of Evil, there's a teddy bear outside this window in the Footlight District. On the New Industry step in Blood of the Dead, when you finish sucking the ghost, you can hear his footsteps, which he shouldn't have because, of course, he's a ghost. Additionally, you can shoot the ghosts that move the Pack-a-Punch machine, and this red substance will come out of their body. And finally, you can jump through the lab windows on 5. So there was 15 minutes of useless information. If you want more in the future, let me know by dropping a like and subscribing if you're new. Also, comment any useless information that you know down below in the comments, and if it's good enough, I will put it in the next video. While you're waiting, why don't you go watch my other useless information? The playlist is on the screen right now. If you don't want that, then go watch me beat the Blood of the Dead Easter egg with a one-hit down. Thank you all so much for watching, and with that, this is Jolts, signing out. Peace!